Mountain Bridge across this whole mountain. The Appalachian
How
Trail
would you do something? You just have to talk to a lot of people?
Public roads in Dutchess County.
That's not me.
90%. You had to walk on a highway.
Oh, that's silly.
And
So what did you do? Talk to...
Fordham University was one of my clients, so was Loyola down in New Orleans. And I knew Father Gannon, who ran Fordham. He was the most prominent Jesuit intellectual around. And I knew Cardinal Spellman and so forth. So I made a deal with the Archdiocese, and Spellman was Cardinal, and the Jesuit Provincial, and helped them create what is now the CIA in Hyde Park. You know that?
Well, I wouldn't want to talk too well about that.
The Culinary Institute of America. Got it? It used to be St. Andrew's College.
Which certainly wouldn't confuse
anybody.
Jesuit
college, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and so they've expanded all over the States.
Oh, yeah. At any rate, I'm very pleased. I also put a road in all the way up to the reservoir.
Oh, wow.
Because I owned about 400 feet of the reservoir, and the rest was owned by the city of East Fishkill or Beacon. Well, now. At any rate,
now,
what do you got in there?
How did you... Oh, I just dropped one of these in there. It's fun.
That's good.
How did you get from having an office in Amsterdam to being over here? Or was that coterminous?
My main office was New York City.
Okay.
Then I opened one in San Francisco. I moved out there to handle some delegates. They're good clients, but delegate at the time. And then I landed a couple of big shipbuilders in Scotland and England. Well, I took on a fascinating guy who named his first son after me, Bradley.
What fun.
I had 4 Bradley kids. All but one are married. The 4th one is about to get married.
Well done.
So, and he was the head of the Brookyln Navy Yard, New York Naval Shipyard, the biggest in the country, 28,000 employees.
Cool.
And he and McNamara were not getting along. Lyndon Johnson. So he made a deal with the admiral of the 3rd Naval District, which runs sort of northeastern states, headquartered on Governor's Island. And I made a deal with the 1st Air Force, which also controlled. And he wrote a letter to Time magazine about what McNamara was doing, which is improper, illegal, political, wrong for our country, our security, what have you. And he sent a carbon copy to Secretary of Defense McNamara, right? But he already made a deal with the admiral, and they all loved him because he did a good job. He built the first nuclear battleship.
Oh, that's where it was.
Yeah. Okay. And so he had already was officially retired 2 days before McNamara got the letter, and it appeared in Time magazine. Right? He ordered him court-martialed immediately, and when all these uniformed Navy cops arrived, they couldn't because he was already retired. And he became...
But he got the information out there.
He became my guy for shipbuilding.
Wow.
And then I got tired of arguing with all my cousins in London. That's another story. And I moved my head office in Europe from London to The Hague because I competed for a major client at the University Club in New York, 5 firms. Booz Allen Hamilton,
against
McKinsey.
Booz Allen?
And Wallace Clark and Atwater Bradley. And I owned 25% of Wallace Clark, which was older than McKinsey. But I started with McKinsey, and I liked him. I hated to beat him. And the biggest shipyard in Europe, Rhindscale de Verona, hired me and gave me a beautiful palace as my office.
Wow.
17th century building on the Lager Floorhouse. You know The Hague?
I don't know The Hague, no. Beautiful, huh?
Amsterdam is the capital.
Yeah.
35 miles away is The Hague.
Right.
That's where the parliament is, all the diplomats, all the ambassadors, the world court, on and on and on. And then I served 10 years on the court.
No kidding.
You didn't know that?
No. Interesting. What were typical time restrictions for you? I mean, that's when you serve on the court.
For 35 years, I spent, I'd say, 60% or more than that of my time abroad, Europe, South America, Asia.
Right.
And that's why I was always concerned with my wife, because making telephone calls in those days, long distance,
hard.
was not easy. You know. Now, nothing to it.
It's easy. Thank you. Look at
Do you
that.
need any
Nice.
ketchup or hot sauce?